There are over 2,000 items in the Pokemon universe, and most of the time we use them to get a competitive advantage in battle. Like this guy.
Proc Quick Claw and then have the Flint.
What did I say, Brayden? What did I say?
I, however, will use items just a tiny bit differently. Throwing them on people's heads. So I booted up a fresh copy of Pokemon Soul Silver and attempted to beat the game while I can only ever use items to deal damage. This is how it went. I named myself Tanner because, well, it's my name. Contrary to another small YouTuber whose name is written with 2 N's, is my way of spelling simply superior. I make sure to say goodbye to my mom, otherwise it would be just rude. Now, for this run, the only viable choice is actually Chikorita. Without Little Tomato's help over here, this challenge would be impossible. I will get to the reason why in just a tiny bit, I promise. I put Tomato on a leash and make my way to Mr. Pokemon. While going over there, I want to go through the rules of this challenge. I can only ever deal damage using an item. How I get them and how I use them will be explained in just a tiny bit. Which means I am not allowed to use moves like Tackle or Flamethrower. Even Toxic and Sandstorm are not allowed. However, I am allowing moves that lower the opponent's stats, like Tail Whip or Screech, since they don't deal damage. I want to point out, everything I do this run is legitimately possible. Oh yeah, one last thing. I also use standard hardcore Nuzlocke rules, which is the usual stuff, like no over leveling the next gym leader, catching the first Pokemon you encounter per route, I have to play in set mode, and of course, if a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead and I have to permanently box it. With all that out of the way, I receive the egg from Mr. Pokemon, have the professor slide into my DMs, tell me about the nice day he is having, and eventually I bump into my rival, who wants to fight. But wait, I have no items besides the egg. How am I going to beat him? Well, I don't. I spam Growl until I embrace the L. Run over, I have failed. That was until I remembered Kamikaze Senpai 21's wise words on the Nuzlocking forum. Nuzlocks don't start until thou get Pokeballs. So the run lives on. I name my rival Casual and eventually receive Pokeballs for the official start of this challenge. On Route 29 I catch Paperplane the Pidgey, and on Route 30 I catch Garbage the Ladybug. The sole reason I choose Soul Silver over Hard Gold is this Ladybug. Finally, I stand before him. This is youngster Mikey, the true first roadblock of this challenge. It's finally time to answer your questions. Put on your napkins, guys, because I'm about to cook something really spicy. First, I need to head back to town to put garbage into the PC. I save my game and reset. Welcome to the Pokewalker, a real-life accessory that came with the boxed retail versions of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It allowed through simply walking or doing this to encounter Pokemon and find valuable items. Which Pokemon and items you can find are determined by which route you are going on a stroll for. The more steps you have taken will influence what Pokemon you can encounter and what items you can find on any given Pokewalker route. Pokemon inside the Pokewalker gain 1 experience point per step walk. However, they won't evolve or learn new moves inside it. I think you can slowly see where this is going. There are 2 Pokemon which I can get that allow this challenge to be actually completable. The first one is Meowth, who has the ability Pickup. It can be found in a sightseeing route in the Pokewalker, which however is an event-only route you can unlock. While the official Nintendo DS servers have officially shut down, dedicated people created custom servers for you to connect to and unlock these past events. Now, let's have a look at why Pickup is so important. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the table of items in Heart Gold Soul Silver you can find via Pickup. There is 1 TM on here, which enables me to use items to deal damage in battle. And that TM, my friends, is TM 56, Fling. Fling is a physical dark-type move which inflicts damage based on the item equipped. There is 1 item I will be pairing this move with, and that is a Heartstone, which is farmable on yet another Pokewalker route. Getting me off to level 41 is easy, but how am I going to farm for the Fling TM when Pickup requires me to win battles, which means dealing damage in the first place? Remember when I said our starter choice is very important? Without Little Tomato's help over here, this challenge would be impossible. Chikorita learns the move Natural Gift at level 23. Natural Gift uses berries to inflict damage, but the type and base power are dependent on the type of berry equipped. Now, all I have to do is bring Chikorita to level 23. I could use the Pokewalker to level Chikorita up, but it won't learn any moves. Luckily, on the same Pokewalker round we found Meowth in, we can very rarely find rare candy, so I use one to level up Chikorita so it learns Natural Gift. Now, here's a bit of a divide. Some technical shenanigans and hardcore Nuzlocking rules, you might say. Tomato over here is now over level, yet I still have to use exactly this way to get the Flink TM. For this instance, I will allow it, because I'm not actually progressing through the game. Using Chikorita, I am simply grinding for one pickup drop. I see it as something similar to using Fly or Cut with a dead Pokemon. And also, it is my run, my challenge, my rules. Anyways, before I start grinding for the Flink TM, I catch the main carry of this run via the Pokewalker, Munchlax. Not only does Cream Pie the Munchlax learn the Flink TM, but also Natural Gift via level up. With a high attack stat to utilize the two moves and really good bulk, Munchlax is an irreplaceable powerhouse. Since both Coin and Cream Pie are technically from two different Pokewalker routes, I deemed them as legal encounters. Instead, I skipped two other encounters for them. Now with everything explained, every item I need farmed, it's finally time to challenge the first trainer battle of the run. And this is why Ladybug is important. It learns the Flink TM, which I can use with the equipped Heartstone to beat this Pidgey. But now I have to switch. Using Flink consumes the health item equipped, essentially giving me one attack per Pokemon on my team. If I cannot use Flink or Natural Gift on any of my Pokemon, I will wipe. So I have to be extremely cautious and be prepared for every trainer battle in the game. One shot or be one-shotted. I finally reach Violet City, buy some more Pokeballs, and luckily catch Stone the Geodude in the Dark Cave, which is a phenomenal encounter, since Geodude also learns the Flink TM. Before I can challenge the gym, however, the Gen 2 remakes sadly require me to beat the Bellsprout Tower, where I catch Ball the Rattata. With the tower done, it's finally time to battle my first gym leader, Faulkner. Faulkner leads with Pidgey, as I lead with Ladybug. Thanks to Garbage's very low attack stat, the Flink Heartstone doesn't even do half to Pidgey. And I have to switch to Stone, who kills the bird with one stone, leaving me with one final Flink to beat Faulkner's ace Pokemon, Pidgeotto. But here's the problem. Even though Cream Pie has a plus attack naughty nature with decent attack IVs, she's still unable to one-shot Pidgeotto. So I have to use a different strategy. I switch in Ball and use Tail Whip to lower Pidgeotto's defense stat. I need at least 2 Tail Whips to have a 51% range to kill Pidgeotto. Since I have to make Cream Pie's Flink count and always lose my 50-50s in my gacha games anyways, I decide to not bank on this coin flip and sacrifice my Ball to get off a third Tail Whip. Then Cream Pie comes in and takes out the Pidgeotto. Sadly, this fight wasn't deathless and just shows how brutal my options in battle are in this challenge going forwards. I obtain my badge and make my way to Route 32, where I encounter Bouquet the Bellsprout, who does not know how to fling unfortunately. That is okay, since hopefully soon I have a way to make every Pokemon I catch able to deal damage. I also have to be extremely careful not to run into random trainers, since if I ever forget to give my Pokemon items or they have more than 3 Pokemon in their party, I just lose the run. I reach the Union Cave and manage to surprisingly catch Insult the Onix. Onix is a very good encounter here, as it learns the move Screech very early. However, it sadly also does not know how to fling, leaving me with still only 3 Pokemon that can use it. I arrive in Azalea City, where my first stop is to talk to this old man to unlock the Slowpoke well, where Team Rocket is hiding and doing some slim shady business involving Slowpoke tails. But after telling them that selling regular eggs is a much better business nowadays, the Team Rocket members leave to create their own farmers market. Good for them. I add Tantrum the Zubat into my team and I can finally enter the second gym, where after reaching level 17, Cream Pie learns the vital and third item related move, Recycle. Recycle lets me, as the name says, recycle the last used item in battle. So as long as Cream Pie has enough HP, it can essentially attack every second turn, which is amazing and my main strategy for beating the next gym leader, Bugsy. Bugsy leads with an incredibly strong Scyther, who has the Technician ability, which boosts all its moves with 60 base power or less. It also knows the move U-turn, which makes it hard to set up on it. The line I have for this fight is to lead with Onix, try and hit Screech twice, which fortunately happens. And then I pray that Scyther does not use U-turn, so I can switch in Cream Pie, who can now one-shot it with a Heartstone Fling. If at any point Scyther would have used U-turn, I would have been in an incredibly bad spot. The rest of the fight, I use Cream Pie's Recycle to sweep the rest of the team. My rival appears and smoked me longer than a brisket in Texas. Just look at this. Smokescreen like 6 times? Don't do it. Please. Please, 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 please don't do it. Not again. I can't. And then I got lost in the forest, chasing a duck for like 5 minutes. I totally forgot that the forest puzzle is different in the Gen 2 remakes, so this caught me off guard. Just another sign that we are all getting old. It's 2025 already. Anyways, I skillfully dodge every trainer on Route 34 and arrive in Goldenrod City, and I immediately go into the department store where I can spend all of my money on the TM for Natural Gift. Since Natural Gift can be learned by all Pokemon, except these ones, I finally have a team of 6 Pokemon who can actually deal damage. I also make sure to catch a Magikarp using the Old Rod on this route. I equip everyone with Select Berries and challenge Gym Leader Whitney to a fight. She leads with Clefairy, who is a normal type in this game. Using Natural Gift with the Select Berry turns it into a super effective fighting type move. A couple of switches to play around a track and the third badge was mine. The next city is Aquatic City, where my rival casually awaits my arrival once again. After equipping berries to deal super effective hits to his Pokemon, this fight wasn't that hard and I only had to switch couple of extra times to play around smoke screen accuracy drops. Once again. I then pet the dog, and what awaited me now was the 4th gym leader. He leads with Ghastly, which Bouquet takes care of with a ghost type Natural Gift. Scared of Mean Look, I switch out to Stone, who gets hit by a Hypnosis. Noticing the Hypnosis affirms that this is the Haunter without Mean Look, but instead I get hit by a nasty Dream Eater. Anticipating another Dream Eater, I switch Stone out for Fish and take the Haunter out. Gengar comes out next, and I try to bait Hypnosis so I can avoid switching my next Pokemon into it. Instead, Gengar chooses Shadow Ball and puts me into crit range. I have to switch, so I go into Greenpie, who this Gengar can only hit with Sucker Punch. Greenpie gets put to sleep, but after a while wakes up and takes out Gengar with a Fling Heartstone. The last Pokemon is the second Haunter, who curses Greenpie as she recycles the Heartstone. A Sucker Punch and Curse damage would take out Greenpie, so I switch an Insult, who takes out the Haunter, winning me the 4th gym badge. There really isn't much going on until I arrive in Cianwood City. I head straight to the gym, which was pretty uneventful, as I managed to take care of Chuck's 2 very much Johto Pokemon. I pick up the secret potion and give it to Jasmine, so she returns to Olivine City's gym, but you know the plot of Johto. Now Jasmine is actually really tough, as Steelix has a very high defense stat and all moves I have that use items are physical. I also didn't notice that Greenpie's defense got lowered, so yeah, I almost lost her. Very scary. I have to pay more attention if I want to succeed in this challenge. Mistakes happen, but I need to keep calm. With the last Magnemite down, I now own 6 badges. Oh my god, a shiny full odds as well. Mom, get the camera. Next I head into Team Rocket's secret base. But honestly, do you really want to see me beating level 18 Pokemon who are like half of the level of my Pokemon? 7th gym battle, baby. It's against Price and his Ice-type Pokemon. His first 2 Pokemon went down very quickly, but his Dugong, oh his Dugong, just stalled a lot with rest and barely surviving my attacks. But luckily I equipped a Grass-type Berry to Weepinbell, who thanks to Stab manages to one-shot it after a Leer from Frisch. Just one more batch to go. Looking at my team, I am thinking ahead towards what Pokemon I want to bring to the Elite Four. I need strong physical attackers, so I made the choice to grab the free Eevee from Goldenrod and evolved it into a Flareon. Yeah, you probably didn't expect me to use Flareon of all evolutions, but with a base attack stat of 130, it can make really good use of Natural Gift. In order to progress to the 8th gym, there is another Team Rocket section. Trust me when I say you watching me solve this ice puzzle is better content. I do love Team Rocket, but you know, after the 20th Zubat, you have seen it all. But I do manage to pick up another potential member for the Elite Four, Swinub. I name it Plushie and exit the Ice Cavern to reach Blackthorn City. Before I challenge the gym, however, I backtrack to Route 32, where I can find a hard scale to teach Plushie the move Ancient Power, which lets Plushie evolve all the way into Mamoswine. Man, I love this Pokemon so much. I had to prepare a lot for this Claire fight, as she can easily get my Pokemon below 25% health, which would trigger my equipped berries. We both lead with Gyarados. I get down and Intimidate so I can switch in Beanbag more safely. Gyarados goes for Dragon Rage and Beanbag retaliates with an quite effective Electric-type Natural Gift. Next is the big one, Kingdra. I know Hydro Pump is incoming, which Sandal tanks. I need to do some chip damage here, so Plushie in the back can kill her next turn. I know Kingdra won't use Hydro Pump this turn, and it's 100% safe to switch into Plushie now. Plushie then tanks the incoming Dragon Pulse, and the Dragon-type Natural Gifts takes out the Kingdra. I forgot to EV train Plushie. It's so upsetting to forget something so important, when I have been deathless until now. Anyways, I'm upsetty spaghetti about myself, and then the rest of the team takes out the rest of Claire's Pokemon, earning me the 8th badge and the right to challenge the Elite Four. Oh yeah, before that, I do the only right thing in order to progress the plot. In Victory Road, I make quick work of the last rival battle, but what's ahead of me now is the Elite Four. Compared to every fight before in this challenge, is the Elite Four a different kind of beast. Missing a damage range, getting crit or even missing a move can make me lose the challenge on the spot. First is Will, the Psychic type trainer. He leads with Zato as I lead with Bouquet. Bouquet misses the range to kill Zato, which already puts me into a very dire spot. But I planned for this. Will heals Zato with a full restore as I use the free turn to bring in Cream Pie, who takes it out with a fling. Next is Jinx, who gives Cream Pie a good night kiss as I eventually manage to wake up twice, who recycle and fling the Heartstone to take Jinx out. Next is Executor, who sets up a Reflect as I switch to Tantrum. This is really bad. Reflect essentially reduces the damage I do by half for free turn. I have to stall turn somehow to make it fade, so I switch in Bouquet, who already used up its item, who barely survives with Psychic. I can't risk having my berries procced due to being under 25%, so I switch in Cream Pie next, who also tanks the move. For the third turn, I switch in Fish, who has a good special bulk, Reflect fades. If he sets up another Reflect or Tantrum gets crit on the switch in, I lose the run. But Tantrum holds and I manage to take out the Executor. Slowbro comes out next, who Beanbag manages to take out in one hit. Will's final Pokemon is another Zato, which Fish takes out, winning me the battle. That fight was rough, but I managed to come out on top. But it's only going to get harder from here on out. Next is Koga, who leads with Ariados, whom I lead Tantrum quickly takes out with a flying type berry. Venomoth is next, who confuses Bouquet on the switch in, but Bouquet breaks through and takes it out. Crobat comes in third and can become very dangerous for me if it starts setting up with a double team. I can't take it out with one hit, so I soften it up using Screech with Cream Pie, and Natural Gift doesn't miss, taking out the Crobat. Fortress is next and I have to play around it knowing Protect, so I use Tail Whip with Beanbag until I see Fortress use Protect to take it out with a quad effective Fire type Natural Gift. Muk comes out last and also starts setting up with Minimize as I switch in Fish, who thankfully doesn't miss Natural Gift, taking out the Muk and winning me the battle. Third is Bruno, who leads with Hitmontop as I lead with Cream Pie. I need to play around Hitmontop using Dig here, as it sees it at its most damaging move over Triple Kick. Since the AI calcs with the first hit of Triple Kick and not all three, it can also randomly use the move Counter, so I have to take it out in one hit. The rest of the fight was fairly simple as I managed to one-hit KO every Pokemon on Bruno's team and winning the damage range of my champ using Tantrum. Karen is next in line as she leads with her very tanky Umbreon as I lead with Beanbag. Beanbag softens Umbreon up with a Tail Whip to take it out the next turn with Natural Gift. Next is Murkrow. This Murkrow is the most dangerous Pokemon on her team considering the challenge I am doing. It knows the move Pluck. I can't simply switch in a Pokemon and risk its berry getting eaten, so I stay in with Beanbag to soften it up with Tail Whip until Beanbag gets blown out by Murkrow's Whirlwind to bring in Cream Pie. This is perfect, since I made Cream Pie hold a Heartstone this fight to use Fling with. Even though it's resisted by Murkrow, thanks to the two Tail Whips from Beanbag, I can take it out with Cream Pie's Fling. But I got very cocky and risked a 75% chance for absolutely no reason on Karen's Gengar using the move Focus Blast. I absolutely brain farted for no reason at all, but thankfully Focus Blast always misses when it matters most. I sweep the rest of the fight with my remaining Pokemon and it was time for the final battle of the run. Champion Lance leads with Gyarados, and so do I, to get off and Intimidate. I got off an Intimidate, so Gyarados won't use Ice Fang and potentially freeze Sandal on the switch-in. A quad effective Electric Natural Gift then takes out Gyarados. Next is Lance's first Dragonite, and I need Bouquet to not get crit on the switch-in or the run is over. I don't get crit and I would always barely survive above 25% to not trigger the equipped berry. Then a quad effective Ice type Natural Gift takes out the first of 3 Dragonites. Game Freak's favorite child is next and I quickly switch in Cream Pie to get it off the screen. You can thank me for that clicking the subscribe button. The second Dragonite is out next, so I switch our Cream Pie for Tantrum, who also has to hold and not get crit. Tantrum holds and finishes off Lance's second Dragonite with another quad effective Ice type Natural Gift. Aerodactyl is out next and I don't have a safe switch in, so I make the ultimate choice and sacrifice Bouquet so I can switch in Fish safely. Sorry my friend. Fish then comes in and gets off a very important Intimidate, but now Fish also has to hold. But Thunderfang misses and Fish manages to take out its enemy. Lance's last Pokemon is his last Dragonite, and I have to unfortunately make another sacrifice to bring Beam back in safely. This time it was Sandal's turn, who I switch in to take Dragonite's Outrage. And with the power of his fallen friends, takes out Lance's last Pokemon and winning me the run. I love doing silly impossible challenges like this, and if you love watching those, then make sure to stick around for my next video. Thanks for watching.